Alright. What's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, I'm taking a look at Polkadot against US dollar Tether on the Binance chart. We're going to be taking a look at the technical aspects of price action moving forward, some key levels, some short and midterm kind of forecasts, and where I think price action will take us. Jumping right into it, Polkadot on a very aggressive uptrend here, interacting with this kind of trend line since the end of December, kind of beginning of this year. We've been in a pretty steady climb upwards, people buying kind of every dip and reaccumulating in a bullish manner for pretty much since the beginning of this year, since breaking significant resistance between $5 and $6, like $5.50 to $6.50 kind of thing. After breaking significant resistance, we consolidated for a little over 2 weeks before continuing to pump. Then we found support along $16. We reaccumulated between the kind of sort of $15 and $18 kind of range for over 2 weeks, pretty much like 3 weeks, before breaking significant resistance around $20, a psychological level that we skyrocketed right through, all the way up through $30 realistically. But along the way, we had a pretty much like kind of 16-70% kind of pullback within the day that was quickly bought up between this range here. Swung all the way to $42 per Polkadot, then had a 36% pullback, rejection, correction, retracement from the swing high, creating a higher low relative to the pullback in the $20 range over the further kind of like the next few days following the rejection from the $42 level there. Now, in the most recent price action, we have this pretty much a good month and a bit kind of thing, a little over a month and a week of consolidation between sort of $30 and $40, where we saw significant sell pressure and resistance at the $40 kind of level here. We had 3 sort of rejections, bringing us all the way down past $30 into the high $20 range, just above this kind of huge zone that we flew through here, printing a higher low relative to the initial, the first kind of pullback we had from $42. Still made a higher low, which was bullish short term. That dip was quickly bought up as there was plenty of orders under $30, and traders, I guess, were waiting for the retest of $30 after seeing all these kind of rejections. So DOT was quickly bought up. We've now passed the relative swing high there at $42, where we were previously rejected, swinging all the way up to $46, $46.50, where we faced a little bit of a sell-off there, quick kind of pullback within yesterday's candle, a good 11% kind of pullback as we swing above the previous swing high there. But we are up kind of pretty much like 43%, 47%, like over 50% almost in like a little over a week kind of thing. So that is pretty serious upward in a relatively short amount of time. I wouldn't be surprised if we face a pullback, perhaps to like $40, to maybe just under $40 from here. But the more we close above this level, the more short-term bullish I believe we can be on Polkadot. Long-term, fundamentally, I believe Polkadot has plenty of room ahead and could easily reach perhaps $100 in the upcoming months to the end of the year here, with the projects dropping on DOT and the sort of demand for it. Now, the volume supporting these moves is pretty good relative to the past sort of volume here, but I like to see a higher volume supporting the moves in my candles relative to the amount that the candles are moving. And I feel like this is a lot of movement upward with not as much volume as I would like to see, but it is still strong buy pressure, and DOT is still in high demand, and these dips are being bought up very quickly and very aggressively, and we've been accumulating in a very bullish manner kind of every time that we do start selling off. These dips don't last long. Turning on EngineeringRobo, we see a new perspective come into play. Tons of buy and sell signals back when it was kind of first incepted there. I believe launched on Binance. Was one of the exchanges it was first kind of launched on, I believe, back in August of 2020. We consolidated up and down as people trying to figure out what DOT was doing for several months between August and December of 2020. Finally, they realized what was going on. Buy 4 came into play, and we've been kind of mooning since the buy 2 as we came out before we came out of consolidation. Buy 4 to support even through all these dips and consolidation. There was minimal sell signals. Only until we got rejected from $42 did we finally see a sell to print, but we traded sideways for these couple kind of months here, or this kind of month and a bit rather. Finally, this sell 4 printed as there was a big sell-off as we faced that third rejection from $40 kind of thing. We were printing higher highs, which was bullish, so that was good to see. But there was still significant resistance between this range, and we saw that third kind of rejection from it. So there was a big sell-off, triggering a sell 4. But the fundamental bullishness of Polkadot was present, and we were bought up very quick, closed again above $30, and we've been rallying over the past week. We now have a buy 2, buy 4, and a buy 3 trying to print in very quick succession here. Buy 4 closing a couple days ago, buy 2 a couple days before that, and now today we have this buy 3 looking to close. The candle has not closed yet, so the buy 3 will need to wait for the candle to close to confirm the significance of the buy 3 here. The price action could change, and the conditions of the buy 3 could fail to be met, and we could not see the buy 3 just yet. But if we close with this buy 3, that is this is about as bullish as you can get. This is a very weird 200 moving average. I guess we finally have enough candles to print this 200 moving average here. So we have confirmation of the uptrend, I guess, further confirmation of the uptrend long term. Now, when we consider the price of Polkadot against Bitcoin, we see that we found significant support along this 58,420 Satoshi level, kind of, which was resistance kind of back in the end of January there of this year. After rallying all the way past it to the 76,000 Satoshi level, we were rejected off of it, came back down to solidify it as support at the end of March of this year, wicking somewhat past it back into that range between 53,000 and 57,000, but we ultimately found support along this level there, and we've been rallying aggressively against Bitcoin, creating a higher high relative to that swing high. We are now facing a bit of resistance again, as even Bitcoin's price action is kind of influencing everything. We have some decent volume coming into the moves here. There's definitely still demand for Polkadot, but this is an aggressive rally in a very quick succession. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pullback to perhaps the 70,000 Satoshi level to maybe the 72 kind of thing. Pullbacks are healthy in an uptrend, by the dip kind of thing, and so these dips are bought up very quickly. We have EngineeringRobo telling us the buy 2 is come back into play a couple days ago. We have the cloud buy, super buy 4 still in play, as when we formed a pretty bullish sort of price action like this, sort of bullish pattern that looks sort of like that. This is a relatively bullish reversal pattern coming out of a downtrend there, as we found significant support, a lot of volume coming into play. We have the super buy and buy 4s at this range, and that was a very bullish reversal. We were finally able to gain against Bitcoin, but now that we are gaining again, this is like I said, a pretty steep gain in a relatively short amount of time. So I suspect perhaps a pullback or a couple days sideways before continuing to take off. But realistically, with alt season and the overall bullishness of cryptocurrency in general, projects like DOT could easily see candles such as this one close bullish at any time, kind of thing, like a 45% candle in a day, which is insane but which is also just another day in crypto. Going back to DOT against USDT, to recap, we've got plenty of bullish signals here, tons of buy signals coming into play. We're coming out of a pretty key range, what was very key resistance for quite some time, or not quite some time, but was relative resistance for the past month or so there. And I suspect perhaps some pullbacks, some retests into this zone before taking off. Some reaccumulation back at $40 would be nice. Another buy-in again. Perhaps we trade sideways again, have another dips, and we kind of, do something like that. That would be if we have some consolidation and bullish reaccumulation above $40 there. I believe that to be more long-term bullish, and we could solidify a increased uptrend. But we've just come out of accumulation and we've just come out of consolidation, so this might be the bottom of the pending pump, and we could easily come out of this aggressive resistance with full force and kind of do something like that, right? Instead of being more gradual, we could instantly just kind of take off. FOMO could kick in. A lot of tops could be bought, and we could just take right off to further the all-time highs here. I believe $100 to be not too far-fetched is a relatively I believe conservative still target for DOT in the sort of mid to short term here. At around $100, I believe there's going to be another sell-off, perhaps some reaccumulation. That's a nice round level that we can reaccumulate around. We're about to interact with $50, which I believe was going to hold significance as well, which is another nice round number. All these round numbers tend to have significant kind of support or resistance with traders psychologically, just because they're round numbers for whatever reason. These seem to please the brain. But yeah, thank you for hearing my analysis. This has been the technical aspects of DOT moving forward. On the Binance chart here, we have tons of bullish signals here, tons of high demand for DOT fundamentally. Technically, we are in a breakout, but steep upward incline in a relatively short amount of time suggests a pullback, which I suspect interaction with the $40 level again. But you never know. In crypto, we could have gains such as this, 100% in 3 days, like it's nothing. 135% in 3 days, like it's nothing. Cryptocurrency. Thanks for tuning in, and try EngineeringRobo free. Link in the description, and tune in to the next one.